Good morning, everyone. Hi, this is Hamid of Hamid Creates, and this is going to be a non-traditional video because what I wanted to do this morning was I wanted to talk to you all about 9-to-5 jobs and what I hated about working a 9-to-5 jobs. I'm retired now, but what I wanted to talk about was what I hated about 9-to-5 jobs, the retirement and funds like 401k and 403bks and all of that stuff. Okay, first and foremost, I've been watching YouTube videos like DoDash and that Gen X guy, and I get it. I understand what these two are saying, right? Because I felt the same way, and I wish I had the guts to say this years ago. But what I hate about 9-to-5 jobs is basically the fact that after COVID, what I realized is that a lot of 9-to-5 jobs could be done from home. They really could be. A lot of 9-to-5 jobs, you do not need to go in, travel, catch buses, get in your car, get on the freeway, all of that stuff, right? You're risking your life, getting into a car, going to work every day, trying to rush to get there. And that gets on your nerve. Then you got to deal with coworkers trying to steal your job. We all making the same stupid $20 an hour. And you got coworkers actually trying to make you look bad in meetings and things of that nature. That gets on my nerve, right? Now, I did my 30 plus years of retirement. And because I started working in the 90s, I got the traditional retirement fund. I really did. But these kids coming up today, if you came out and start working like the late 90s, early 2000s, and you got a job, you got to deal with 401ks, you got to deal with 403bs and all of this stuff. You're not going to get any money. And they got restrictions on there that I found out because I worked for a educational system. And they put most of my money in a 403b, and I'm finding out now that I got money out there I cannot get until I am like 60 years old. So they tell you when you can get your money. What if you retire early? What if you leave early? You need your money. That's your money. And there's a lot in there, right? And they tell you can't get it. So, that's a problem. And like I said, with 9-to-5 jobs, all of them don't have to be done like that. Yes, your doctors have to go in. Yes, your policemen and everything, they have to get up and go in. But there's a lot of jobs we done had, they don't have to go in. They proved to us during the COVID situation that we did not have to go into school. We did not have to go into work. That if you have Wi-Fi, a computer, even an iPhone or whatever, you can do most of your job from home. You can. They had my phone turned, like what I could do was I had my cell phone. I had the phone calls that was coming into the office, and they had that transferred over to my iPhone. And I was doing most of that work. Most of my work was customer service. And I was doing most of that at home. I was able to get on the platform because I had the program on my computer where I can do all my ordering for the office and what have you. I can do, all my procurement stuff, all my ordering for, the office and things like that on the computer. So the majority of my job, I could have did from home. Never had to go into work. There was nobody to see. We were not, talking to people in person. And even if we was, a phone call would be good. And they was happy to get the phone calls. So, yeah, that's what, we don't realize after the COVID situation, which was horrible, bad, ugh. But what we realized in this situation is that everybody don't have to go into work. Yes, your grocery store people probably need to go in. Your policemen, like I said, your doctors, your nurses and stuff like that. But there's a lot of jobs that could be done if you got Wi-Fi, a smartphone, and a computer. I'm not joking, and you can stay at home and work. You could stay at home and go to school. Even elementary kids, all you got to do is get them, and I hate saying this like they're monkeys or anything, they're not, but train the children on how to do their work on a computer. They can do it. They can do it. Our kids are smart. Our wonderful, adorable little babies, they are smart. They could go to school on a computer. They'd be happier. And think about, they're at home after they get off their computer from school computer, computer school, they could go outside and play with their friends. Know what I'm saying? It's good, right? Another thing is, too, we don't need to work as long. I honestly am for 4-day work weeks. I really don't believe. I think you should have Fridays, Saturday, and Sundays off. I don't believe it takes 8 hours a day. I believe you could work 6 hours a day and get paid as if you were working 8 hours a day. I got other complaints too, about housing and all of that stuff, but I want to stay with the 9 to 5 thing. Yeah, it's not necessary. I mean, that whole COVID situation told us we were being fooled. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't necessary to go in. It ain't necessary to deal with crazy coworkers and stupid bosses and, all of this stuff. Right. You can do the majority and the bulk of your work that's very important. You can do that from home. Right. And we realize that. That's why a lot of people like DoorDash and that Gen X guy, they're talking on their platforms about, hating 9 to 5 jobs. That's why, because we've been found out. We've been bamboozled. I'm telling y'all. Going back to work for most people, the majority of people, you do not have to work from a building. You do not have to go in. I'm telling you, you do not. It is not necessary. So, that's what I hated about that. What I hate about working 9 to 5, because you do have to put up with mean bosses. You do have to put up with like coworkers who, stab you in the back to get a job. You both make $20 an hour. What are you stabbing me in the back for? You know what I'm saying? Right. We both work the same 8 hours a day. You're not getting nothing no better than I'm getting. DoorDash, she had me laughing because she was talking about those potlucks and stuff. What was the point of that? We used to go on retreats and potlucks, and that used to get on my nerves. It was like, really, seriously, why? It's a waste of time, right? So yeah. That's all I wanted to do was get on here and, talk about that. And like I said, if you're working now and you have a 401k or a 403b or anything like that, please Google it and look into it, because as a retiree, I just found out I got all this money in these accounts. Okay, seriously. I can't get my hands on them because I'm not 60 years old yet. I retired at an early age. I retired in 30 something years, but I'm early when I did it. I'm not as old as some people want you to be when you finally retire. And I can't get my hands on my money right now. And I'm looking at it, and it's a lot of it, and I can't touch it, right? So that's pissing me off, And like I said, what if you do retire early? I mean, come on now, right? And they don't have the traditional retirement. Kids that are coming into the game now, the working game, they got it where you're non-union. I was union. They have it where now you're non-union. You don't get any benefits. You can't get any sick days. You don't get vacation days anymore. So if you don't work, you don't get paid. That type of mess is going on. And some people don't even get medical benefits. I worked with a girl who needed medical benefits, and she did not have them. She had to pay her own medical out of her paycheck when she got it. So these kids today, you got it worse than we had it back in the good old days, which was the 90s. If you started working in the early 90s, phew, you made it through. But if you started working late 90s or early 2000s, you are effed up. And I understand why people today hate their 9 to 5 jobs, because you're working like we worked, like Hebrew slaves. Seriously, you're working like we worked, but you're getting less than we had. At least we had the union. At least we had benefits. At least we got that traditional retirement thing. Traditional retirement. You all don't have that, and you're working like we worked. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. So they're right. Be careful. If you are working a 9 to 5 job, make sure you got all your ducks in a row. And if you could do something else on the side, YouTube, I'm for that, and everything, do that. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say. And thank you for listening to my rants while I knit. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye. And don't forget to like and subscribe as well. Thank you. Oh, and share my videos. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye-bye.